start a new course, you as teachers are probably wondering, is it going to interest and motivate my students? Is it going to be straightforward to teach? Is there enough practice material to keep them busy? Is there any multimedia content that will encourage them to communicate? And the students are simply wondering, is this going to be something I have to study as a chore, or is it going to turn out to be something I find interesting? If we're realistic, we know that not all students are going to be fascinated at the thought of learning English. It's just another subject on the school timetable. There are so many distractions for young people nowadays in the form of smartphones, tablets, games, that it's hard for teachers to get their attention. Teaching materials really do need to reflect the students' world, who they mix with and the things they talk about, at the same time showing them how to communicate in real-life situations. Materials also need to recognise that many students have a short concentration span and so need variety of input and change of activity. So what most teachers today are looking for is a course that A, captures the interest of teenagers, B, presents grammar and new language items in realistic contexts, and C, provides lots of ways for them to activate what they've learnt. Now, what drives me as an author is how to connect with today's teenagers. It's very obvious, I think, that I'm not part of that generation, so choosing the right topics is always going to be a challenge. What's been essential when writing Live Beat is using friends' teenage children as sounding boards. To give you an example, I asked a neighbour's 14-year-old daughter, "Is it interesting to talk about school and exams?" And she said, "Oh no, that's boring." But when questioned further, it turned out that she had plenty to say about bullying and cheating and peer group pressure. In other words, it's the angle you take that's important rather than the topic itself. In the course of my writing, I've spent many years going into classes and watching lessons and trying to get an idea of what students of this age are like and what they want. And I get the feeling that students' motives don't change. What they want from their English lessons is to be able to speak and communicate in English. When writing the dialogues and communication sections in Live Beat, my favourite sections, by the way, I would always have in the back of my mind the word sing, the letters S-I-N-G. S for simple is the language we're presenting or using as simple as possible. I for interesting is what goes on in the dialogue interesting from the student's point of view. N for natural. Do the language exchanges sound natural? And G for generative. Will the dialogue help the students to generate language of their own? So sing was an important watchword for me when writing, and I genuinely hope that Live Beat will sing for you.